I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. What's going on, everybody? This is City Wrestling Radio, and this, well, I guess it's just, I don't know why. I always feel like we have a name for a show, but this is just City Wrestling Radio Retro Reviews. I'm your host. I'm Corey Smith. Joined with me today is one of my favorite co-hosts on the retro shows.
Aww.
Probably of all the co-hosts on the retro shows, which
hey,
you're my favorite, Mr.
Thanks. I guess. How's everybody doing today? How are you doing, Mr. Smith? I wish the interwebs well.
The interwebs are doing well. You know, it does. If anyone knows, it does have a new reigning champion too. So
that's correct. Yeah,
Effie is their new internet champion. So hopefully, he might be able to help me with some Target returns that I bought from online. And eBay is just a whole pain in the ass. So Effie, if you hear me out there, just reach out to me. I need to help with that. Nonetheless, I'm not here to talk about Effie as much as I want to. I'm here to talk about Unforgiven 2002 WWE.
Get back in time.
And oh boy, wow, what? Okay, I'll say this: I did not pick this show. I picked this show like over a month ago, by the time this is uploaded, which is like over a month and a week ago, and the whole plane ride from hell, the Dark Side of the Ring incident didn't come out or it didn't air yet.
Yeah, we were actually watching this while it was airing. So in between matches, we saw that episode.
I'm like, oh, wow, what's the next match? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to watch Dark Side of the Ring, Plane Ride from Hell. What's the next match I got? Oh, it's Ric Flair versus, was it against, I guess, fucking for the Intercontinental? Jericho, him and Jericho. I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah, HLA. That's what I was.
HLA.
Oh my God.
HLA. And you know what's funny? You know why I picked this show? I was looking at it. I was just like looking at the card. I was like, oh yeah, okay. That looks like a decent show to watch. Like, might as well. It's a fucked finish in the main event and it's dumb and I can complain about it.
Yeah.
Why not? But I didn't know I would have all the more to talk about with Hildegard, because we did get HLA in the end. We got Hildegard in Los Angeles.
Yes, we did.
So, anyways, let's get right into it. Unforgiven 2002. Jose, what did you think of the show overall?
I mean, how am I going to put this? It's a car wreck. It's a train wreck. It's a car wreck. It's a wreck. It's a wreck of a show. But I couldn't stop watching. I couldn't stop looking. Yeah. I couldn't turn away. I kept waiting to see the dead body fly out of a windshield. I don't know how to describe it better than that.
Because you know it's funny, if WWE today put the same pay-per-view on, I would have given up two or three matches in. But for some reason, I was invested in this. I had kept. Well, and it wasn't just to do a show or a podcast on it. Like I was legit watching it in the sense this is messed up and I hate it, but for some reason I'm still excited and I'm still the fans were hot. I think that was one of the things about it is that we're still in the fan base. It's like the transition into smart mark territory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we've still got the casual fans filling the arena and mixed with the people kind of knowing the insider knowledge.
Yeah. Then you have the actual crew using insider language.
Yeah. So I thought, I agree with you. I think the show was definitely, it was bad. I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it if I didn't have to. But at the same time, it was interesting because I was I was interested in the matches and I kept watching. So
you know who we were? We were the watchers. We were Uatu.
I was like WWE What If.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good. Did you hear WWE's doing American Gladiators now?
Like a bunch of their characters are showing up. Yeah.
Probably gonna be it's probably gonna be a bunch of the NXT people that they had nothing to do with.
They better do it right and do run-ins. Yeah. Oh no, John Smith's going to the finish line. Oh no, run-in. John Cena spears him.
It's was a Braun Breaker.
Oh yeah,
taking him out. And so nonetheless, let's get into it. The show kicks off with what I thought one of the highlights of this show was the video packages. Because it kicked off with a really cool opening package depicting an eclipse, kind of symbolizing 2 world titles being defended on one show. Now, you might ask yourself, wait, didn't they defend the WCW title multiple times across multiple WWE shows? And you're correct, they did. So what happened was in December 2001, Chris Jericho, as you know, defeated both Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in one night to win both titles, unifying them. And eventually that had one title. But now we have 2 brands, thus two titles. And Triple H handed the world title by Eric Bischoff.
Jesus Christ. I'm bringing here. Well, I guess I understand what they're trying to do, logic based. Here's the guy that ran it. He pretty much has the rights to that title, and he can, bring it out of death. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is Reign of Terror Triple H too.
Oh yeah, full shovel in effect.
So it was one of the shows, thus, like I said, 2 titles on one show. Really cool video package. It also had clips of The Undertaker and Brock and RVD, who is actually, so it's these 4 men. Taker and Brock are facing each other for the WWE title, and RVD versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight title. So really cool opening package. And it showed a lot of like the history of the NWA and WCW title, which hold on though. Okay. If the 2 titles were unified and then the world title was announced, technically Triple H is the inaugural champion. It doesn't have the legacy of WCW behind it. Doesn't
WCW, you're right. That Brock Lesnar still has that one.
Yeah. WWE title. Yeah. So I don't know. But then they got unified again, and then they got broken up again.
Yeah.
So I don't even know.
And then someone crapped out a Universal title.
Yeah. I think Thanos just kind of, when he snapped his fingers, it was just like the crud on the end that just fell off into earth.
The crud.
But anyways, we kick it off with the first match of the night. 8-man tag team matches. The Un-Americans, Test, William Regal, and the WWE Tag Team Champions, which I totally forgot about, Christian and Lance Storm, versus Booker T, Goldust, Bubba Ray Dudley, and Kane. The Americans. Hey, go Americans.
What an odd combination of participants.
Well, you got Booker T and Goldust. They were they partners at this time or later? I can't remember.
I think this was, that's a good question. I want to say it was around this time.
Bubba Ray.
Did he call him Goldie at all? Did he reference him as Goldie?
They didn't have any backstage. I don't remember any backstage segments with them, but
right.
And then Kane, who was an American born in Spain because his parents, I think his father's Air Force or military of sorts. So how we got here? Un-Americans, Americans. That's the story building up to this match. It wasn't a fun and exciting match to get the crowd hyped up for the show. The 2 teams go back and forth. At one point, Dudley gives Lance Storm some pretty devastating chops in the corner while Lance is in the Tree of Woe position. Mm-hmm. And I felt like there was a few times on the show where people were taking liberties with one another.
Well, Bubba Ray and Lance Storm, they have history in ECW, so maybe they were like, lay into it a little bit. I could believe that.
Yeah, I hear you. It was just one of those things. When I saw it, Lance's face was kind of like, holy crap.
Mm-hmm. And I gotta say too about Lance, I loved his work rate in this match. He was truly a highlight, and I miss that guy so much.
Test is also seeming very how do I put it, hyped in this match, giving those weird, like, they weren't weird, but they were like multiple like shoulder thrust or like forearm thrust into the corner, but he was going at it like 100 miles an hour for some reason. I'm just like, dude, slow it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Stacey Keebler was keeping him away from the Diddy box.
Yeah. So we get the "What's up" to Christian by Dudley, Bubba Ray Dudley, and Booker T. Bubba Ray then tells Dudley to get the tables. He does because he's a friend of his. But as soon as he does, Christian does a baseball slide into Booker T and knocking them both out. The bloodthirsty fans are booing, but also still clamoring for tables.
Mm-hmm.
Heels isolating Booker T. Booker T gets the hot tag to Kane. Kane takes out Storm and all the un-Americans, even though he was born in Spain. Just saying again. Kane goes for a power slam, but Test gets out of the maneuver. It hits a pump handle slam. Booker T gets into the ring. We get a scissor kick. Everyone just hits their move at this point.
And everyone cheats.
Yeah. Well,
everyone cheats.
This whole show, I mean, the refs they were
zero control. Yeah, zero control.
Kane goes for a choke slam on Christian, or on Lance Storm, but Christian stops the attempt. Kane is about to slam Storm, but Christian gives him a low blow. Super kick to Kane. Bubba bomb to Christian. Shattered dreams to Christian. Boot to, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All getting their spots in. Eventually, we get a flying lariat to Test by Kane, a choke slam to Storm, and the pin and the win.
Oh.
So I thought this was it was a pretty fun sort of match. It did its job. It got the crowd super hyped.
Yeah. I mean,
America.
Well, yeah. Was it the super hot opener that we've grown accustomed in a lot of these matches during this time? No. But yeah, it's fun. You got to admit though that one of the biggest mistakes that WWF has made is splitting up the Dudley Boys, dude. It's just
testify.
Yeah, if you're just gonna have someone like Booker T fill in for Devon, why'd you break him up to begin with? It's just, come on, man.
Well, he was filling in for him for just the match and just the spot,
and for that one spot, yeah. But number one, it comes off
like, why'd you go to I don't know. It was kind of like, hey, Devon was a black guy, and I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm saying that as that's how WWE's writing it. Like, well, go up to Booker T. Why would he go up to Booker T? Well, It's like, come on, it's like, or whoever booked the match,
Yeah,
and whatever. Maybe Booker T went up to Bubba Ray Dudley. It's like, hey, let's do that spot,
And maybe Bubba Ray went up to Booker T and was like, hey, how would you like to fill in? Yeah, I mean, we don't know, but just avoid the whole thing and don't break them up.
Yeah. Bring back the Dudley Boys now. No, I'm kidding. They're good at their positions now.
Yeah, they're fine. They're doing
fine. We cut backstage to Stephanie McMahon hyping up Billy and Chuck for their match tonight. This is after they confessed did they confess they were straight yet?
Their allegiance to each other.
No.
They had like a commitment ceremony, right?
But that was broken up. But then we all found out it's fake, remember?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Remember? I don't think it's we found out it was fake yet.
Oh, so they're still
I think that happened I think this happened in the Raw before or something.
So the SmackDown.
It was recent history, yeah.
Oh, well, okay. So the storyline goes is that because brand rivalry, two people who were in love with one another. Well, okay. Two people who were in love with one another, Billy and Chuck, decided to have a commitment ceremony on TV. And it was broken up by Eric Bischoff and 3 Minute Warning because, ratings.
Yeah.
I know it's a TV show, but at the same time, it's like, dude, ruining someone's wedding or commitment ceremony for ratings. It's kind of a dick move.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, now that we know later that Billy and Chuck weren't actually in love, they were doing it for publicity. Then Eric Bischoff got on the opportunity to ruin a fake wedding. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Eric Bischoff was the smarter person in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wasn't there. He'll probably call me out on his podcast. I'm kidding. He won't. Probably doesn't. Definitely doesn't.
How great would that be?
Yeah, please, Eric Bischoff, fucking argue with me. I would love it. Intercontinental Championship match. Oy vey. Ric Flair versus Chris Jericho. Like I said, stuff about Dark Side of the Ring. This is weird to have this match here. Because, it's weird to have this match here because this show takes place a mere months after the actual incident happened. Mm-hmm. It happened in March 2002? Or spring.
It was
definitely 2002. I looked up the
it was post WrestleMania UK tour, right?
Yeah. So this happened in September 2002. So for it to happen a mere months later, and now we're doing a podcast after the show came out, completely coincidental. And someone could be like, "Oh, you guys planned this." Kevin Nash probably like, "Hey guys, whatever, you guys planned it." But no, it's weird.
Yeah, we give ourselves time to actually watch the events and take our time and plot what we're going to say out. Semi-scripted. This is a semi-scripted show. No. So yeah, sorry guys, we didn't mean to do this.
Ric Flair, he comes out. It's funny they dubbed over Ric Flair's music.
I don't get that. What was that about? Isn't it public domain?
I don't think so. I mean, what 2001 Space Odyssey came out in what, 1980?
70 something.
Okay, it doesn't have to be like what, 50 years?
I'm not an expert.
Well, I think it's like something about like retirement age. So I think once it hits like 75.
Okay.
So no, it's not public domain yet.
Okay.
But man, some of these guys are gonna have a good time when they go to Cauliflower Alley. Like, my music's public domain now. See coming out to Cult of Person now.
I don't have to pay them anymore.
Which is it was just some generic like Ric Flair-esque music, but yeah. Jericho comes out with some red tights that has white or with lips printed on them, and I'll say this: red is not Jericho's best color. He pulled them off to the best of his abilities, but definitely not his best color.
No, you know what? This is flashy Jericho. So I remember it being a good fit back in the day. Because now you're used to the new Jericho with the spikes and the painted face and jeans and sometimes he's never gonna wear trunks again. You know what I mean?
I always thought that looked weird.
It did, because he's always worn shin guards and pants.
It's like when CM Punk wore tights for that one match at All Out.
Yeah.
So I like the flashiness. I liked his sparkle pants whenever he had them, but the actual color red, I didn't like on him. I think the tights would have been perfect if they were like a dark blue, like a blue or a purple, something to that nature. But the red, for me, just didn't look too great on them.
All right.
Off pretty well, but
fair enough. Yeah.
Back and forth, they're exchanging slaps. We get a mid-body shot to Y2J, and I love how I can just type Y2J in this match, and I can say it.
That makes sense, yeah.
After coming off the top rope, springboard dropkick to Flair, knocking him to the outside. Then we get a missile dropkick to Flair. The two battle on the outside for a bit. Back in the ring, Flair hits a falling knee drop to Jericho's head off the top. Flair did something which I thought was actually kind of unique, which you don't see ever, which I'm sure you did back in the day, but not now. So Jericho hops onto the ring post facing the crowd, and Flair just like punches the back of his thigh, which I was just like, wow, that was pretty smart, Flair. Like, I never saw anyone work the back of somebody's thigh before.
Yeah. No, I'm sure he did that like in the 70s and brought that out.
It reminded me of something Arn Anderson. I feel like Arn Anderson used to do it a lot.
Yeah, it's very shoot wrestler style, right?
Yeah. Jericho goes for a lion salt. Flair moves. Jericho lands on his feet, but then is feeling the effects of that dreadful thigh punch.
No, he jammed his knee.
You just got jammed.
Jericho works the injury into the story of the match. Little Nate, he's telling Little Nate, the ref, Charles Robinson, who's still employed by WWE to this day. He's I'm hurt. Oh, and they call for a trainer. And as soon as Flair turns his back, Jericho just runs up to Flair and like flips him on his back, gives him the walls of Jericho, and taps him out.
The Lion Tamer.
No, this is the walls.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He's Jericho. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I have it in my notes. It's just the long hair and the tights.
The Lion Tamer
pants tights. Yeah.
The Lion Tamer is when he puts the knee into the back too.
There's no better version than that
ever anymore. Like one time, I think he tried it a couple weeks ago. I think against MJF. Like
either MJF or against Cage.
I think it was MJF, but
okay.
But he tried it, but he didn't lock it in.
Yeah.
Anyways, he gets the submission victory over Flair, and I was fucking so excited because I was like, "Oh God, I got to talk about how Flair won the Intercontinental title."
Yeah.
Right after, like, yeah. So he won the title, guys. I'm sorry to report that.
No, I was. You know what? When I was seeing this, I actually wrote down that Flair should never be chasing the IC title, and then the end happens, and I'm like, "Oh, hooray!" It's actually a good thing he didn't win that.
I remember he has a run as the Intercontinental Champion eventually.
Like later on,
yeah, with Evolution.
Oh my God! Oh, and
yeah,
damn, playing second fiddle to Triple H.
Wow.
Well, I guess it begins here, right?
Exactly.
We'll get there.
So
I mean, Rick looks great at this time.
Yeah, if people are gonna say the finish looks stupid, which it was.
No. It was.
It was stupid, but I liked it.
It was a Jericho match from back in the day. That's exactly what you got. I mean, this is Jericho at his, I want to say his peak, but we don't know when his peak is coming.
Yeah. Okay. Then we move on to Eric Bischoff.
I love how you saw your notes and you're like, okay.
It's one of those shows where it's just a lot of bullshit happening on one show. Like I was okay. The way I do my notes is I take notes and then I go through my notes and then I condense them and I enlarge the text. You know what I mean? But this time it took me like an hour to do that because I'm like, fuck, man. Like, there's so much happening on this show.
Yeah.
Wish I could skip through it. Eric Bischoff with 3-minute warning. Rosie and Jamal. Was it Rosie? Rosie was the one that was. It was Roman's older brother, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it wasn't Jamal.
I mean, they look alike, right?
Eric, he hired Rico to be in 3-minute warning's corner tonight because he knows Billy and Chuck inside and out. Get it?
Ew.
Ew.
Come on, you guys.
Oh, it's only 2022. They're allowed to do this for another 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And then they gotta
cut it out.
I don't agree. I thought it was stupid. But I think that's how society was. I think like anything on TV that was a gay joke, it was like acceptable until about 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
And then TV shows really started to dial it back. Which finally, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dial back on the homophobia in TV to like a 0. Well, maybe a 1.
Dude, and then there was just such a like gratitude that people got when they said the word lesbian. I found that really off-putting.
We'll get there. Hold on.
I mean, it already happened once with Billy and Chuck when they talked about you're gonna French a lesbian.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, yeah." So Eddie Guerrero versus Edge.
Yeah.
Edge comes out to the Rob Zombie theme song, and I can't find the clip, but damn you, Michael Vergara of City Wrestling Radio. Every time I hear this theme song, I think of him now because we just had an episode. And he's just like, "Hey, Madarango." Every single time, now I think of Michael. So, Michael, wherever you are, thank you. But so this Rob Zombie song is on the Forcible Entry soundtrack. And then I remembered there was a album they have called Forcible Entry, which is pretty gross. So the story of this match is Edge got concussed 3 days prior on SmackDown. And, it's only 2002, so they didn't know any better about concussions or anything.
Yeah. People were back the next day.
Shit. How we got here.
Football players did it all the time.
I don't know. I don't even know how we got to this match. I feel like it was just them having a match. Like they probably had like a run in a week prior, but there was nothing really building to it.
Yeah.
So Eddie, they both come out to the ring. Eddie exits the ring as soon as the bell sounds. While he's on the outside, Edge is arguing with the ref. And Eddie gets into the ring, to attack Edge from behind. But he does it like Edge is facing him pretty much. And Eddie just like gets in the ring and then attacks. I'm like, dude, Edge, you look like an idiot.
Well, he's a rookie. He's still a little green.
Oh my God. A little green. Does that make he's blind?
Yeah.
Oh, but
and immediately after this, Eddie Guerrero screams to the crowd, "Órale, pinche bolas de mojados." You know what that means?
What?
Hey, you fucking, you lot of fucking wetbacks.
Wow.
Because they were in LA. They were in Los Angeles, Staples Center.
Well, there was a point where all the fans started. Oh, so Shaq's in the building. I don't think I mentioned that. Shaq's in the house.
Yeah, you didn't mention that. Yeah.
They showed him before the match.
Mhm.
And then, like, right as the match got started, you see everybody stand up and then look to the left. Or, look to the left, and they're just all chanting, Shaq, Shaq, Shaq,
Yeah,
Shaq, Shaq. Which I'm like, wait, does Shaq have to make these appearances? Like, and I wonder if these players, like, have contracts with, like, people that come and book the arenas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say, we had a speaking tour and we were at the Chase Center,
Right.
sold out arena because that's how we do it. And so then, I don't know, Andre Iguodala has to come on because he's contracted to show up to
X amount of events, yeah.
For the Chase Center, and he gets paid like X amount of dollars.
Right.
I don't know. I wish somebody out there. I need to find this out. I mean, I'm the one that works in the news. I should.
Yeah. Or you know what? It could be that Shaq ultimately likes WWE. He showed up in AW.
Well, he had a wrestling match. He is a fan of wrestling.
Yeah. So I totally could see him going, "Hey, Mr. Jerry Buss, would you please let me get some tickets to Unforgiven?"
I feel like he just walked up to the arena and they're like, "Hey, yo, I'm Shaq," and they're like, "Yeah, no, we know."
Yeah, I left something in my locker.
They both have like Stone Cold shirts on.
I'm bringing my son just to get my shoes out of my locker.
We get a really nice tornado DDT to Edge, and the commentators mentioning Edge has suffered the concussion 3 days prior. A very long headlock to Edge. Edge fights out, but Eddie still has the upper hand, stalking Edge and striking him down every chance he gets. Edge hits a desperation left hook to Eddie, and Eddie goes down. Like, he goes down hard. Swinging neck breaker, face plant to Eddie. And then Eddie has a hold of Edge's hand. Eddie goes to walk the ropes, goes for a springboard Hurricane Rana, but Edge catches him and hits a power bomb down on the ground. Dude, I thought that was a super cool maneuver, and these guys can really work together.
Oh, my God. This was fast and furious, dude. Hard hitting. I love this match. Match of the night, maybe.
Execution to Eddie, almost a 3 count, but Eddie gets his foot on the rope. Edge dodged a missile drop kick, and then Eddie exposes the turnbuckle, but is immediately slammed into it. We get a very soft-looking spear to Eddie in the corner, which I guess isn't his finisher yet. They get on the top of the exposed turnbuckle post.
Uh-oh.
Eddie then slams Edge's head into the exposed metal. Sunset flip powerbomb to Edge, the pin and the win. Well, he did have a handful of tights as well. Eddie Guerrero wins the match. I mean, this was a great match. I will say this. I appreciate wrestling so much differently nowadays that I'm older than I did when I was a kid. Because I think when I was a kid, I would have blown through this match. Like, the match I would have been super excited for was the HLA. Not the match, but the actual 8. No kidding. But I was 15. But no, I think I legit would have been more interested in the main event than I would have been into this match. But now my taste for wrestling has changed.
Yeah, totally. Like, I was more juiced for the next match than I was for this match. But you know what? I've been an Eddie Guerrero mark for a long time. So anytime Eddie Guerrero was on TV is a great time for me.
The only thing I had against that match was the concussion storyline.
Yeah.
It's not needed. It's not needed in wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, different times. They didn't know what we know now.
I feel like Vince McMahon is just like he's like NFL fans where he's like, it's not even wrestling anymore. You can't even have a concussion storyline.
Yeah. Why are you supposed to write a show? What do you mean HLA is bad nowadays?
Shane Thorne. Where is he from? Australia? Yeah, he's the fucking Steve Irwin now. Which is true. It's Shane Thorne, Steve Irwin now. Go check it out. Triple H backstage. He's walking into the Raw locker room to confront his competition for tonight, Rob Van Dam. And I will say this. I thought it was really funny. My phone autocorrects the word every to RVD.
Nice. Your phone has learned.
I think I'm an official mark now.
Everything is RVD.
I think Conrad Thompson's going to just come to my house, but hey, you're welcome to the club. And
here's your membership pass.
Here you go. You get to come. Well, if I get to go to, was it FanFest or whatever? StarCast?
Yeah.
Triple H.
But you have to provide orange slices because you're a rookie.
Oh man, I get the little cutting board with just like the serrated safety knife.
Plastic.
So Triple H says RVD has no desire to become champion because he's so calm, So they keep making mentions all night of RVD being like this super chill dude,
Mm-hmm.
like hinting at the weed smokage,
Yep.
which he does smoke weed. It's just this whole night, but they were making it seem like it was this bad thing. They're like, oh, RVD, he likes to relax, and Jared like, what do you mean?
Lazy pot smoker.
Yeah, like I wish they would. Different times, you're right.
Yeah,
but
look how they treat Riddle. Riddle, nowadays.
That's true. But RVD, like, look at him nowadays. Like, yeah, he might seem like he has one of those like grasping to his youth, man lives, which is fine because he's got a partner, smokes a lot of weed still, and he's still super active. Like the guy's got a good body for being 50 years old.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't look much different than what he looked like in 2002.
Exactly. So
RVD desperately needed Alfonso. Call it right down the middle, daddy.
I don't think he would have worked
as a mouthpiece. I think he would have.
I mean, in WWE.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think he would have because this is the Attitude Era. This is like Bischoff era.
This is Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah, Ruthless Aggression. Yeah, right before, right on the cusp.
Mm-hmm. No.
So yeah, they're trying to figure out their identity, and they can't figure out RVD's identity. So I think it's it would have been perfect fit.
Or is this Get the F Out era? I don't know, man.
Yeah, it was Get the F Out.
I think it was Get the F Out era.
Yeah,
which isn't like a technical era, but like it's the weird in between of the Attitude and.
No, I even think they have a commercial doing this. I think I reference it.
Yeah. Well, damn, I didn't write it down. That sucks.
We'll see. We'll see if I did. I don't remember my notes.
Billy and Chuck versus Rosie and Jamal. So I told you the story of this match, Eric Bischoff breaking up the commitment ceremony of Billy and Chuck. So what happens in this match if 3-minute warning wins? Well, Eric Bischoff has to Stephanie McMahon is forced into hot lesbian action for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Legally, she's forced to have sexual encounters with a woman. So apparently,
I like to know, when does the hot lesbian action actually begin, and when does it end? What are we talking about here? Like a handshake and a grope, or
or are they cooking in the
20-second kiss? I don't know.
But then it's funny because like if Stephanie's team wins, then Eric Bischoff has to kiss Stephanie's ass, which I'm like, how does Bischoff lose anything in this match at all? I would have actually rather if my team lost. I'm like, nah, dude, that's cool. You got a nice booty, girl. Like, I'd get Triple H out of here, and it's gonna take a little while. Triple H, just close that door. It's fine,
Yeah, and that particular subject matter is very mainstream nowadays.
Yeah, and honestly, I had the fattest crush on Stephanie when I was a kid. I don't know why, man. Like, I always thought Stephanie was like the hottest when I was younger.
You know why? Is because she started off the girl next door, and then she little by little turned on the heat knob, and then she got with Triple H and became full-on dominatrix. And now she pulls it back and she's Miss Office. So she hits a lot of fetishes on the way to Smackdown, let's say.
So let's say a tag team match, Billy and Chuck versus 3-minute warning. Let me get to the actual match with the feedback in my ear. So Rico gets a kick on Chuck behind the ref's back. The heels are isolating Chuck for some time. Jamal then goes for a moonsault and misses. We get a hot tag to Billy. Billy attempts a headbutt, 3-minute warning into each other, but he's overpowered because they are just such strong men. We get a high famouser to Jamal, but Rico gets into the ring. We get a pop-up Samoan drop to Billy, and the pin and the win. Wasn't really much of a match. So,
I use my one mulligan. I fast forward through this match. I get one every match. I mean, every pay-per-view.
Here's the thing: is I like Billy and Chuck as wrestlers. I think Billy is a great wrestler, and I've always I even enjoyed that tag match with the Perfect Event. What were they called? With him and Sean Stasiak versus.
That's right, Brian Hendrick? No.
No, they faced Chronic. It was
That's right.
it was Stasiak and Colombo versus Chronic.
Yeah, Adam Bomb and they both have the same first name.
That was Chronic. You know those guys. Also named after
we can't remember. Yeah.
Mike Adam? No, that's not it. Anyways, let's move on. So then Michael Cole is sitting there. He has the line of the century. He says, "Oh no, now General Manager Stephanie McMahon has no choice but to perform hot lesbian action." Just like,
Jesus.
yeah, she does. She was like, "Nah, I'm good. This is a nothing match.
God.
This is a nothing match, and I wish I didn't have to watch it." So apparently you didn't. So
I didn't. I did myself.
Who's the fool here then? So RVD versus Triple H.
Yes, I've been waiting for this
match. I was too. I was super excited. First off, how weird does Triple H look now with a head full of hair and no beard?
Oh my God, just the oddest thing.
Like the cleanest face, head full of hair, and it's so weird now.
Yeah, all I kept thinking was, have you ever played pro wrestling for was it the 2600 or original Nintendo? I think it was Super Nintendo, for the regular Nintendo, the NES.
Yeah.
That game, Pro Wrestling. Have you ever played that?
Yeah. I mean, I think I did back.
Okay. Yeah, there's a character called King Slender who's supposed to be like a Ric Flair knockoff, but it looks just like Triple H. It is Triple H. He took his gimmick from King Slender from the 1985 game, Pro Wrestling.
The funny thing is that his face always looked freshly shaven.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looked like he just shaved in the back and then put some aftershave on.
Yeah.
So then we get so the match starts. So how do we get here? Like I said before, Triple H was handed the title by Eric Bischoff, and RVD won a number one contendership match for this match. So makes perfect sense. Before we begin the match, RVD does pose with the belt, and that was a telltale sign that he will never win the world title. Well, at least that night. He did win the WWE title, but which is crazy when you think about it.
At ECW Arena, no less.
That's like pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back and forth tie-ups leading to Triple H.
It wasn't ECW. It was at the Grand Opry Ballroom.
It wasn't
the old Raw. Was it?
That was the Hammer time.
Oh yeah, you're right. You know what? It's very similar to the Raw set when they first started. You know.
Yeah. It wasn't the Philadelphia one, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Their place in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
So they go back and forth, leading to Triple H being shocked at the skills of RVD. The commentators start bringing up Ric Flair for some weird reason. They're like, "Hey, remember what Triple H said about Ric Flair? God, Ric Flair would never help him now, right?" Right. So they're basically spelling it out for us. The match takes a while to get going, and it really never does, in my opinion.
Oh my God, dude! Is it just me, or did they make Rob Van Dam work in slow motion?
It was so bad because anytime RVD had like a brief moment, I was like, "Oh, here we go! Oh, no, we don't," because it was just headlock after headlock after headlock. I was just like, "This is RVD, man."
And he's so over at this point.
Triple H is just like slowing him down. This is like he went out there and was like, I'm just going to slow you down and I'm better than you. Triple H, that's my wife, my dad over there. He did. How you doing? So I don't know. It was to me.
Yeah. He at this point, Triple H really had a knack for not noticing momentum and
killing
heat
it
or pop or getting over. He had this sixth sense, like this guy is about to be the most over thing in the world. I'm gonna stop this.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think even Triple H or not Triple. I think even
yes, I did it all the time.
John Cena did that for a while too. It is really one of the things that you have to do in that industry, I think.
Yeah. But
like,
I mean, can we compare John Cena's stroke versus Triple H stroke? So no comparison, right?
What do you mean? In what sense? Like
who had the most leverage?
Well, at the same time, who wants what out of the business and the industry and their careers?
Yeah.
You got John Cena. Let's take a look at John Cena here, who wants to be a movie star.
Mm-hmm.
It's legit what he wants to be. So he built up himself up being the highest paid, or one of the highest paid wrestlers in WWE, being the most marketable person for a while. A lot of people saying the replacement for The Rock. So that's what he wanted. He wanted to be a movie star. Whereas Triple H, I felt like, has always wanted to work in wrestling. You know what I mean? I don't.
You know what? I think he wanted to be the Ric Flair that was able to walk down the hall and play helicopter with his dick, and nobody would say nothing.
That's true.
That's who Triple H wanted to be.
But then he met Stephanie. He's like, hey, I could just whip my dick out and shake it like a helicopter whenever I want. You don't get mad? It's awesome.
Do it in the mansion.
Yeah. That's called consent, Triple H, okay?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Anyways, so the highlight of this match, though. Okay, so, yeah. That's what I'm saying is Ric Flair wanted to be, Triple H wanted to be Ric Flair, whereas John Cena wanted to be The Rock.
Yeah. And you know what? I think John Cena made the right choice.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ric Flair never married the daughter of the major wrestling promotion.
Yeah, but you know what?
Too?
I just remembered Triple H tried to do the Hollywood thing too.
Well, I think a lot of wrestlers they pushed to Hollywood. Like you even had, The Miz is a bad example because he is more of like a movie star. And he was Hollywood
before he came. Yeah,
I almost said Batista too. That was another bad example. Nonetheless, Kane and See No Evil. That's a horrible movie. Go fucking watch it.
Wait till that Undertaker movie comes out. Are you gonna watch it?
That's gonna be fun. I feel like we need to do
because New Day's in it, right?
That's why it's gonna be good.
Okay, yeah.
So I actually think we should do a Twitch watch along to that.
Let's do it.
Like before Halloween.
Yeah.
Can't promise anything. Maybe it'll be a first Twitch live stream. Anyways. So the highlight of this match, let's actually get back to the match. RVD getting the bottle of water thrown to him. And he's just making fun of Triple H. He does the whole like
roar.
Roar. So then we get more headlocks after that. Triple H then dodges a plancha. Ref goes for the 10 count. So the ref goes for a 10 count, and it's Earl Hebner, which is, I think Brian Hebner is his son, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think we talk about him later on in the show.
We do. Earl goes for the 10 count, and he gets to about 9 with RVD, and Triple H is like, "Come on, 9. Let's get that 10. Shit. Come on, get it out, Earl."
Mm-hmm.
And because like RVD gets on his feet, and Earl just stops counting. He's like,
he puts his hands down.
Okay, he's standing up. We're good. Oh, he's in the ring. Oh well, it's just like, come on, Earl Hebner.
Maybe he needed a breather. Maybe RVD was like,
never trust a Hebner. No, he was just counting too fast. Just fucking slow down. That's all. Let's see. Triple H takes over, slamming RVD's head into the side of the ring and then slamming it into the stairs. Triple H locks in the devastating sleeper hold. RVD gets out and gives Triple H a spinning heel kick, a ref bump when Triple H runs into the ref, knocking him to the outside. RVD he powers out of the pedigree attempt and flips Triple H onto the turnbuckle. We get a 5-star frog splash to Triple H, but there's no referee in sight to count. RVD looks for the ref, and Triple H gives RVD a low blow. Triple H's favorite partner comes out. The sledgehammer makes an appearance as he grabs him under the ring. Spinning heel kick to Triple H, knocking him down with the hammer. And then Ric Flair comes out. Oh, what's he going to do? I'm sure he's going to help Triple H. I'm just looking at RVD like, you poor bastard.
Yeah,
You're about to get hit with a fucking sledgehammer. Oh, but at least you got paid for tonight. It's one good thing about WWE. They pay their wrestlers. So I will say about them. Flair's looking at Triple H with the sledgehammer in hand, and RVD is getting up behind him, and he's blatantly obvious. He hits him with the sledgehammer. He hits RVD with the sledgehammer. Triple H is like shocked. He's like, "What? Okay." It's cool because he hits the pedigree, and he's just like, "Okay, okay, cool, thank you." And you know what it reminded me of?
What?
Remember when Triple H helped Kevin Owens to win the Universal title?
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of that. So I
Mhm.
wonder if that was going to be the story. Like, were they trying to kickstart another stage of evolution?
Yeah.
Because, that's a phrase, the next stage of evolution.
Hmm.
And this is the next stage of evolution.
Yeah, and but what happened? Did Kevin Owens get hurt around that time, or?
Just stop the push because Vince doesn't like fat people.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not calling Kevin Owens fat.
No. He just
He's
doesn't
a
like
little thicker than-
shapely men.
Yeah, he doesn't like. Yeah. Well, yeah. Vince
Well, I don't know. Remember Earthquake and Tugboat and King Kong Bundy and
how tall? Like, yeah, but they were ginormous men,
yeah, they're like 6'9".
Especially nowadays when you got like AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, these
Mhm.
guys doing the fucking CrossFit where you break your kneecaps.
Yeah, but you got you really got to enter in that one sliver,
Mhm.
like I still think that Vince is not convinced Seth Rollins is the one.
No.
You know
No,
what I mean? Because it's just too small. It's just too small.
Dude, you're going to see this in WWE nowadays. And I'm sorry to take a sidetrack from Unforgiven 2002 for a second. I know you guys are
Mhm.
begging to talk about Kidman and D'Lo Brown talking to Victor Newman from The Young and the Restless. But we saw for the past, 2017, since 2017, Triple H's kind of push, not to take over WWE, but to reshape its image. You had people from NXT. You had NXT, first off, being booked by Triple H, was a fucking fantastic show. And then you had those guys go to the main roster,
Suck.
but taking what they learned from NXT to the main roster. But the thing is when you have them coming from a different brand, they're essentially viewed by Vince as not his guys.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it's totally your fucking company, dude.
But that's the thing is that Vince doesn't see them as his guys. They see them.
But they are. I know what you're saying. I know.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
Vince is crazy, but
he sees his own company as competition to himself.
He didn't grow these talent. They're not Hogan's.
Mm-hmm. They're not Cena's.
And they're not big either. You
Mm-hmm.
got Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens.
I still have to bring in Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Jesus. Come on.
Braun Breaker is on NXT he's going to beat Tommaso Ciampa for that title probably next week. And if this goes up a week before he wins the title, I'm going to be shocked. So back to that match. I didn't like it at all. It was slow. It was boring. And the conclusion was so blatant that a 3-year-old could have figured it out. I don't know why it took me a while to read that. If you want to see a match where Triple H does about nothing and wins the match, here you go.
You know what I was waiting for?
What was that?
I was waiting for Hogan to come out and be like, it's because of shit like this. This company's in the position it's in.
Oh, Hogan didn't even come in yet. No, he did. And NWO came in.
Did he? Yeah, because yeah. No. It took a while for NWO to show up.
I thought
they weren't on guaranteed contracts. You know who did show up is like Stevie Ray, Norton, Buff Bagwell, people like that showed up. But Hogan, Hall, and Nash, those guys didn't show up until later on when guaranteed contracts showed up, right?
Sorry, I'm pulling this up right now. NWO, it says No Way Out 2002. So this is right before probably this event.
When's No Way Out?
No Way Out 2002. I'm pulling up the event date.
Yeah, when is that?
February 17th, 2002. So earlier in the year. So yeah, NWO did show up in which would be
how are they not here?
That was a fun pay-per-view. I forgot about that one. They were already dissolved by this point, I think.
Already? Damn.
Because you think they would have had some sort of presence.
Yeah, something. One of them. Anyone. Not one.
So Kidman and D'Lo Brown are backstage with Victor Newman from The Young and the Restless, he has the worst mic. It's like D'Lo's like, "Oh man, you're Victor Newman from The Young and the Restless," and Kidman's like, "Yeah," and this guy Victor Newman's just like, "Yeah, it's great to be here." Doing stuff. I'm just like, get this guy a mic. I don't know what the fuck.
And it was like a fucked up. Yeah, and it was like a fucked up edit too, right? Like something jarring happened like right after. I don't know. I forgot exactly what it was. I have it in my notes that it was just the odd edit and it was jarring.
I forgot her name. It wasn't Eva Marie. Who was that? That like it was the female wrestler who had like the thing for older men. This is where we're really showing our ass.
Oh, that was she used to manage for Lance Storm.
Francine?
No, was it Francine? No, Francine is old school ECW, right?
Yeah.
She was like the next generation ECW character. What was her-
1 hour later.
Dawn Marie.
Dawn Marie. Fucking Dawn Marie after 3 hours of research on her phone.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. She likes older dudes. So I'm like, whatever. I'm like, good for this Victor Newman guy. It's
Shit.
awesome. But you know,
The Impact players.
anyways. Oh yeah, that was Francine, dude. Wasn't it Francine or was it Dawn?
That's not what this said.
Oh, okay. Women's championship match: Trish versus Molly Holly, or I guess just Molly. She's an angry, short-haired brunette, so Vince hates her now. Trish's music, was that also dubbed over? Because I know
It wasn't the original. I mean, it wasn't the one that we know now.
the Little Kim song came in 2007, so we
Mhm.
can get by that. But like, I felt like I remember this theme, but then it also sounded weird to me. So maybe it's just because I'm used to the Little Kim song.
Mhm.
Mat-based wrestling back and forth. Let's see. They get outside the ring. Molly slams Trish's head into the stairs. We get a straight jacket spot to Trish. Trish gets a brief comeback with a couple of roll-ups, but nothing. Trish then tripped into the bottom rope, a bulldog to Molly, a high kick. Molly is then crotched on the top rope. Trish attempts something, but is caught by Molly on the top because I had no idea what the fuck she was trying. And Trish tied up in the ring post, and Molly's just stretching her. A somersault back elbow to Trish while tied up. Trish then gets a bulldog on Molly out of nowhere and pin and win. So there you go.
Dude, you know what? Okay. Number one, King, man. This guy. Okay. JR is trying hard to legitimize this match, and it's a fun match, and it's a good match, especially for the time. But King just does this match no favors. He keeps dragging it back down with,
Dude, he's the worst when he's left to his own devices.
Mhm.
Like, and maybe he was good. Maybe people like him because of that. But I think it's horrible just talking about puppies and making jokes. We're going,
Yeah.
making the weed RVD jokes without saying weed. It's just like,
Mhm.
dude, if you can't say the language to make the joke, then is the joke funny?
Mhm.
And the jokes aren't funny when you're saying puppies and you're saying innuendos. You know what I mean? And
it almost comes off as baby talk.
exactly. So it's just like,
Like you're a fifth grader all of a sudden announcing a wrestling match. What's going on?
so. But about the match, Molly carried this match.
Yes,
I carried groceries into my house, like
Mhm.
all at once and in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
My fingers are throbbing after carrying the plastic bags.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, this
Switch the paper, man.
is better than most women's matches around this time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Molly did get some work out of Trish, but Trish looked like Trish.
Yeah.
The only thing she looked good at doing was the bulldog.
And the Bulldog is very assisted.
Yeah. So after the match, she was like crying on the microphone, saying, "Like I'm so happy. This is such a huge moment for me." And I was like, "Good for you, Trish."
It's weird that they still do that, huh?
Yeah.
They still throw in an announcer every once in a while to interview somebody on stage in the ring.
Well, when they're like, "We need 2 minutes, go."
Yeah.
So backstage, we get more of Rico. 3-minute warning. Eric Bischoff. They're all hanging out with a bunch of lesbians. Their titles, not mine. If you played No Mercy, the video game, they come out and it says lesbians.
Yes.
Just saying. Eric Bischoff tells the men to go out have a night on the town at Hollywood on him. Just use his name because that'll get them anything they want. And I'm just like, I'm going to try that one of these days. I'm just going to go into like, what's that?
Eric Bischoff, table for two.
Trejo Taqueria or Donnie Trejo, because he has a taqueria in LA. I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, it's under Eric Bischoff. Fucking Trejo will come out and be like, that guy owes me a lot of money. I'll be like, never mind.
I mean, his brother Johnny Bishop.
Then they have a brief like. It's funny. It's like the songs they can't cut out are like the whole like adrenaline song from the Triple X soundtrack. Like, You guys could pay for that fucking song. I mean, I'm sure it was like $10, but like, come on. You
No,
can't,
you know what? I think they paid WWF at the time. Here you go. Let us get on.
please.
Oh, WWE, we got the F out.
So we get Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit. Okay, first off, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to go into it every time we talk about a Chris Benoit match or before what he did. There you go. Anyways, I'm going to review these matches just as they were.
Yeah.
Just saying. Anything you want to add to that, Jose? Or
I wasn't aware this match was taking place. Once I heard about it, I'm like, fuck this guy again. No, but you know what? I'll be entertained. So
but you know what?
We
this had an interesting story going into it. Oh my God. So Chris Benoit got stink faced, and then Kurt Angle laughed at him. And then what happened? Kurt Angle got stink faced, and Chris Benoit laughed at him. Or was the other way around? I think it was the other way around.
Yeah, it's so Dan Severn. And it's like very Dan Severn versus what's his name?
Don't say Owen Hart. Don't say
Shamrock.
Oh yeah, it's
they get mad or nothing.
Well,
you talked about my school.
Fucking Ken Shamrock almost beat the shit out of a couple fans in the audience one time. But nonetheless, like this match is happening because the two men laughed at each other, and it's funny because Chris Benoit is the first guy to laugh at Angle, and then he gets laughed at, and he's in Stephanie's office. She's like, nobody laughs at me. I'm like, dude, you were just laughing at someone? Like, you fucking hypocrite?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Anyways, that's the only wrestler I felt comfortable saying that to. Both men lock up and fall out of the ring, but then quickly get back in. We get intense mat-based wrestling, and Benoit has a look in his eyes that he looks pretty pissed, and Angle has a look in his eyes like he's laughing his fucking ass off on the inside. So when I was saying earlier about taking liberties, I think it plays a role here because I think Kurt Angle was probably the better shoot wrestler, you know? And I think there was a few times where he probably just held Benoit down like a second extra or like let him know that he was in charge because Benoit had this genuine look in his eyes like, oh, fuck, we're going to have a type of match.
Yeah. With a heavier, bigger guy that actually has skill. Like, you know, he can wrap up Benoit, I'm talking about. He could wrap up the best of them. But when you get, a legit heavyweight Olympic, technical wrestler, he's going to get you, and he's going to find a way to get you.
He won a gold medal
with a broken friggin' neck.
Exactly. So I thought this match was going to be fucking great. I was super excited for it. I was like, you know what? It's going to be hard. Well, okay, whatever. It's going to be
I was juiced. I was like, screw it.
They trade pin attempts, and then this match is slower than a polar bear's dyslexic stutter because, oh my God, it was just like the Triple H RVD match.
Yeah.
Not the entire match, but like it was just German suplex, and like, I don't know. It kicked off a little bit eventually, but it wasn't their best match these two probably had.
Yeah.
So we get a round trip flight to Suplex City for both men, actually. Angle goes for the Olympic slam, but Benoit hits a release German instead. An atomic belly to Benoit. Angle applies the ankle lock, but Benoit boots himself out. Angle then goes for a pile driver. Benoit reverses into a devastating. See, that's what. Okay, never mind. I take back what I said. This match was good at the end.
No, you said it started off slow, but then picked up. Yeah, you're right. Totally right.
The pile driver reverses into a shoulder breaker, which looked fucking devastating.
Awesome. Yep.
And flying headbutt to Angle. Angle then kicks out, but then applies the crossface. What was applied in the crossface breaks out of the hold and applying the ankle lock. These two men go back and forth, exchanging maneuvers until Benoit gets to the ropes. Angle then applies the crossface to Benoit. Benoit rolls out and pins Angle with his feet on the ropes.
Damn it.
That's fucking dumb. And which I'm like, I thought, were they both heels?
Yeah, well, I guess
think
not.
Because they were both facing Rikishi in separate matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I guess Angle was the more tolerable heel.
I suppose.
A funny heel that, that you accept.
Exactly. So Benoit gets the pin and the win. This match was lame. It was slow and boring, but it picked up eventually. It had moments where It looked pretty good, but the ending fucking sucked. Like if this match was broken down to 5 parts, part number 4 would have been fantastic, and all the other parts were shit.
Yeah, you know what the problem is that this match was treated like a Raw match and not like a pay-per-view match.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't taken seriously. It was just, go.
Exactly.
You guys are great talents. You guys can work with each other. Do it. Well, we don't have any, incentive. Like that one lame actor says, well, what's my backstory?
Oh, Angel's like, Vince, I want to know my direction of my character's going. What's
my motivation?
What am I fighting for, Vince?
Yes. Not just the win. There has to be something.
What do you mean?
Down.
You got laughed at because you got a butt in your face.
You're embarrassed. I'd want to fight if someone laughed at me.
So then we get the moment of the evening. It's HLA. And, well, it wasn't that bad, I'll be honest. Because, it wasn't just like, it wasn't, hold on one second.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just
Steph being hot.
Or Steph being hot. And I lost my train of thought thinking about Steph. It wasn't about just like 2 women making out on in the ring, which I always thought was kind of dumb because there's pornography like out there. And like these were just like women just going, ew, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
That's perfect.
Pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
Because every time they would like start like, ooh, and Eric Bischoff would be like, stop. I changed my mind, and then he invites Stephanie down to the ring and
it's because Steph looked like she was really ready to enjoy it.
Steph looked like she was being forced into something for a second.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She was like, call the police, please. This is technically rape.
It's a tad. Do I have to?
I know. That's well, Vince is the one that wanted to book the incest angle with him and her.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So then he says,
sounds like somebody that used to be in the public eye.
Oh, what?
What's his name? Agent Orange.
What?
Yeah, the former president of the United States, man.
Oh, Trump.
And and his gimmick that he had going on for a little bit. Hey, I would totally have sex with her. What do you have in common?
Oh, about his daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Stephanie, then Eric Bischoff changes his mind again. He doesn't want these very beautiful women making out with Stephanie. He searched Los Angeles for the ugliest, fattest lesbian around there. And then he introduces Hildegard, the lesbian, which when Hildegard came out, I'm like, yo.
I've met people way bigger than Hildegard.
And I'm not hating on anybody, but there you go. I've known some. And, it was funny because it was Rikishi, obviously, like coming out in drag. Yeah. He comes out, him and Stephanie start like making out, like fake making out. He gives a super kick to Eric Bischoff and reveals he's actually Rikishi. And JR, this is another Michael moment too. So Michael must have loved this show is when we were talking about this, and I just think of him saying this line is when
Hildegard is not the world's biggest lesbian. Hildegard is Rikishi.
He's totally in his ear.
So that was HLA for the night. Hildegard in Los Angeles.
What a disappointment. Fans go home sad.
And let's talk about fans going home sad. Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. The video package for this was incredible. Talking about how in a decade, a man becomes a legend. In a decade, a boy becomes a man. Showing clips of Taker's rise through the 90s and early 2000s. And also showing clips of Brock Lesnar growing up and competing in, I believe, NCAA wrestling tournaments.
That's correct.
I don't know if it's
world champion.
I don't know if those were like officiated NCAA matches or just high school, whatever, but
no, they're legit college. Like the next step under Olympics, it's your NCAA career.
Yeah. So then Taker I believe he beat Eddie Guerrero to become number 1 contender.
I don't remember.
Beat somebody.
They recapped it though, right?
They did, and I didn't write it down.
I mean, either, yeah.
Didn't bother to go back for that one moment. So he won the number 1 contendership for the undisputed title, which I guess is just the WWE title now. Taker comes out without a bike, which I don't know. it looked okay. I get Taker coming out with no motorcycle when he's the dead man, but when he was Dead Man Inc., when he was, this American Badass, I want him to come out on a fucking Harley.
Yeah, that was probably had to do something with the Staples Center. They probably don't do those motocross shows there.
Dude, we don't do that.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna ruin the basketball floor somehow.
Yeah, CO2 levels are way too high. No.
Damn California.
Mm-hmm.
The two men stalk each other, circling the ring for a moment.
Whoa! Stop the presses. Can I just say that goddamn heavyweight title looked dope as hell?
Oh, that's the best title I think in all of WWE. WWE Championship history.
I would totally 100% agree with that because it comes off like a badass champion. I am the champion.
Yeah, it's way better than anything they've ever had since. I would say people would say the Winged Eagle is better, but I think this is way better. I like the style of titles they had because they had some world tag team titles that were kind of similar style to these titles at the same point.
Yeah.
Which were different, kind of cool, but not my favorite tag titles.
There's something about the way it laid on that black leather.
Yeah.
Even the black leather stood out a little bit. Maybe because the paint on the inside of the title was black too. So it was like black on gold.
Yeah, if I ever buy a title again from WWE,
that's the one.
Yeah, that's probably the one. Even though I don't want to give them any money.
Yeah.
There's only a few things. I'm like, all right, I can buy it.
I guess.
Cole on commentary, he's talking about what led up to this match. So basically, like I said, Taker won number one contendership, and now Brock's been stalking Taker and his wife Sarah at the time, because he had the tattoo and Sarah. She was about to give birth to their child, and Brock was stalking her and like being weird. And there was even a point where Heyman was backstage, like telling her, like, oh, you better watch out. And Undertaker runs to the back, but it's a trap. Brock attacks him, and Brock like weirdly like grabs Sarah's belly. He's like, life's a bitch. And I thought he was gonna like do something, which I was like, oh
like
god,
lick it or kiss her or something. Yeah.
Well, I thought he was gonna like squeeze her belly, like because then they were like, just so you know, she went into false labor.
Oh, they wouldn't stop reminding us.
But you know what? I fucking looked up what false labor is. Apparently, it's nothing. Apparently, it's just
Braxton Hicks.
It's like, apparently it's like having really bad contractions where you think you're going to labor.
You get contractions, but you're going to go through it, but you never dilate.
Okay, yeah. See.
So just bad contractions, and it's false labor. That's all it is. You think you're going. We had to deal with that. We went to the hospital for Friday. Yeah. We came home Friday night, like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Wait, are you having another child?
Oh, what? No, no.
Oh.
I'm talking about before. We're the first one.
I was like, breaking news here at City Wrestling Radio.
Yeah, no. I think I'm done.
So back to the match, though. They get back into the ring, or they get into the ring. Wait, hold on. Where am I? So, okay, Taker throws Brock to the outside of the ring and then clotheslines him for a second time, pissing the Beast off. Brock gets back in the ring. Both men exchange strikes. There's a very weird spot, though, where Taker went for a running clothesline. And I don't know if Brock was trying a Spanish fly or if he just jumped really high, because it looked like he was trying to go for a Spanish fly.
Yeah.
Like it looked like he was trying to grab Taker but Taker wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
I don't think so. I think he just jumped a little too high.
Or maybe Taker called the audible, like up on the top rope, like, what are you doing, kid? No way. I'm not doing this.
Well, no, okay, so it was when Taker ran back and forth off the ropes and had a clothesline, and it looked like he was about to grab him and flip him, but...
Oh, yeah, I got you, yeah.
They go back and forth for a while. Let's see. Okay, so Heyman distracts the ref, gets a big boot. They go back and forth. Taker throws Brock into the timekeeper's area, and Brock hits Taker with the title while Heyman is distracting the ref. He's on the ground for a moment. He comes up bloody and with a very straight line on his forehead. I love when wrestlers go down and they're like,
yeah.
I'm bloody.
Oh my god!
I needed props because I just want to have fake. It's Halloween time. I need to go buy some fake blood. So then Brock is beating on the cut of Taker, and Taker battling back. Taker then goes for a choke slam But Brock gets out of it. Big boot to Brock as he's coming off the ropes. Taker drops Brock on his head on the turnbuckle, then gives him another big boot, which I thought that two maneuvers together were so freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
We get another ref.
These guys have chemistry, man. I mean,
oh yeah, definitely. For a while.
Yeah, and Brock Lesnar's bumping like crazy.
Yeah. We get another ref bump when Taker throws Brock into the corner.
Damn, Brian Hebner's resilient.
Yeah, fucking Brian Hebner, man. Matt Hardy then runs out to the ring because I guess he had a feud with Taker. I don't remember that at all. And it played nothing match. Nothing.
Oh, wait. You know what? I think no. Who was in Paul Heyman wasn't in charge of the ECW gang when ECW was a thing, right?
Yeah, he was. Remember, it was technically Stephanie was the owner, but he was.
Oh yeah, he was brought on as the liaison. Well, yeah, Matt Hardy was ECW. He was like the ECW champion.
Oh, that was later. I thought you meant the Invasion.
No, like when the triple brand split.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
Yeah, I mean, he was ECW champion, but that was later. I think that was around 2005.
Oh, okay.
So I think he was just having a SmackDown feud with Taker.
Okay, I thought maybe he was like a Paul Heyman guy. Maybe that's why they were in cahoots.
So we get a last ride to Hardy, a spinebuster to Taker by Brock. Then Hebner is knocked out again. So a third ref bump of the night. Heyman then throws Brock a chair. Brock sets up for a chair shot, and Taker hits him with a big boot. Eventually, was it 2 unprotected chair shots to Brock Lesnar or to Undertaker?
Yes.
So to Brock, right?
To Brock.
Yeah. 2 unprotected.
The first one was nasty.
Yeah, it hit him, and it like bent the chair in half pretty much.
Yeah.
Which I know it's a gimmick chair, but
still, man, still.
Brock.
I mean, after The Rock laid into Mankind, this is after that, right?
Oh yeah, this is
way after. Yeah, you could imagine how much damage that did. Looking at the chair's condition after everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna wonder what Brock is gonna look like in a couple, in 20 years. Brock falls out of the ring. Heyman is knocked out by Taker. All 3 men are in the ring: Taker, Heyman, and Brock. We get a big boot and a leg drop to Brock, followed by a kick out. Last ride reversed. F5 reversed. These 2 men are just beating the hell out of each other. And referee Brian Hebner was like, "Hey guys, I don't like the way you're beating each other up."
And me.
You guys can beat. Well, that's the thing is he got beat up multiple times, and Hebner never tried to call for the bell.
Like 4 times, dude.
Yet when these 2 guys are in a match together, fighting each other, like he calls for the bell. Like they're beating too much ass, and Brian Hebner calls for the bell. And it's a double DQ. The fucking fans are pissed. I'm pissed. It was a shitty ending. It was a kind of good match too. Like I enjoyed the match overall.
Yeah.
But
find another way to F over Taker because he wasn't going to win this.
No.
I'll find another way. The ref was out 4 times. Come on.
Well, he has to have a what do you call it, a match with Matt Hardy now, probably.
Yeah, the Monday, that's probably who he fought the next day.
Or SmackDown.
Yeah. Whatever.
So it's a no contest. So Dead Man Inc. is I think Dead Man Inc. is probably the best Taker, American Badass, wrestling wise.
Oh,
I think
he was fast as fuck.
Fast. He had a different kind of like MMA kind of side to him. He had those strikes. A lot of the things you didn't see with the Dead Man before this. So
he would actually like square up, like let's go.
Exactly.
Throw jabs and hooks and stuff. Yeah.
He changed his style up, and I thought that was really cool. And I think it was fucking incredible the way Dead Man Inc.
And the way he hit the ropes back then, dude. Whew.
Yeah. After the match, Taker choke slams Brock into a sea of referees. They fight up the ramp, and Taker throws Brock into the Unforgiven set.
That was cool, though.
As the hot Los Angeles audience chants bullshit. So the HLA chant bullshit. Well, it's a city that is very vocal. They did boo Ronda Rousey that way. 2018 at Survivor Series.
That was kind of cool, I thought.
I led that chant. So that was Unforgiven, 2002. What a show, right?
What a show. What a show.
So we're going to try something new here where we're going to let you guys know at home what show we're going to watch next, because we felt like we should at least let you know. So you can watch beforehand and be like, oh, wait, I didn't watch that show. So, Jose, it's your turn to pick, or at least your turn for suggestions. Should we? Okay, so how should we do this? Should you give me, you told me before the show that you have 3 suggestions.
I have 3.
So should we put them up for vote on Twitter? Should we just let me pick? Should we let Michael pick? What are we, how can we do this? What do you
Let's see. You should have proposed this before and I would have had an answer for you, but I don't know. I'm not. They all sound very intriguing. They all sound very fun. I like fan participation the most.
Okay. So
and I also like, being tortured by, okay, I have these 3 choices, and then like, let's say Michael goes, pick the worst.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what we'll do from now on, is whoever's between you and I each week will have 3 choices. And those 3 choices will either go up to the fans, will be chosen between us, or our third co-host, Michael Vergara, who's been forced to do a role in the show, even though he probably doesn't want to do it anyways.
Yeah.
So, Jose, will this be a fan participation vote? Or will this
let's start it with the first suggestion. Let's just go with that instead of rolling dice. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for choice number 1?
Well, hold on, I got to get my notes app. Okay, there it is. Okay. Now I'm ready for choice number 1. What do we got?
Okay, because it is the month of Halloween, October, I'm looking at these options from October pay-per-views. The first one being Halloween Havoc 1996.
Okay, we did which one did we do last year? We did like 98.
I think we did 98. It was the Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero one, right?
I believe so. Okay, so 96 Halloween Havoc.
96 Halloween Havoc 93.
Oh, so 2 Halloween Havocs, 93, 96, 93, and your final nomination for retro.
This would be
the month of October.
WWE No Mercy 01.
Oh, I already know what my choice is going to be. My vote's going to be. But there we go. Between the 3 suggestions from you, Jose Oseguera, we have Halloween Havoc 96, Halloween Havoc 1993, and WWE No Mercy 2001. Well, there you go, guys. Hit us up on Twitter. That's at CWR415. I think
I have the same choice as you.
I will have my poll up. I'll have my poll up. The poll will be put up on our Twitter page probably before this video is even uploaded to YouTube. Nonetheless, go to at CWR415 to our Twitter to vote for our next retro review, and probably on our Instagram too, at City Wrestling Radio, and our Facebook at City Wrestling Radio. We're going to get out of here.
Okay, let me just highlight a few things. No Mercy, dope show. I would love to watch that. Don't let that deter you and make me watch something crappy. Number 2, Halloween Havoc 93 is a vicious Van Vader versus Cactus Jack match that I think everybody will be intrigued to watch. And the 1996 one would be, I believe it's Macho Man against Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Okay,
that's the main event. So I mean, they're all pretty intriguing. I know which one the lamest one is, and I know which one the best one is. So leaving it up to you.
Yeah, it's Macho Man versus Hogan, and I think this is pre NWO Macho.
No, it's pre NWO Macho Man.
Yeah. So, and it takes place in Las Vegas, Nevada. So there you go.
Which most Halloween Havocs back then did.
You know what? I didn't research that. Okay, leave me alone. All right. Well,
that's back in the 90s.
All right. That about does it here for us here at City Wrestling Radio. We're going to get out of here. It is way past my bedtime. And
oh, shit, mine too.
We'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Later. Dun, 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 dun.